TJ, you get into that part of camp now where it gets a little bit redundant. You got to push through it. The repetition. What is it like this week when you know a lot about what you're already doing, but you got to keep going?
Yeah, I mean that's football for you. I mean you gotta do things over and over again before you can make them perfect. And repetition is good, especially with JJ, for him to be able to see a few things each and every day is awesome. And then obviously we have New England coming in this week, so we'll get a little different defense than we're used to the last few weeks. So it's gonna be fun.
Are you looking forward to that? I mean, when you get to scrimmage like that?
Yeah, that's always fun. Obviously just going head-to-head with, another defense, starters, and other football teams, they really put you into the position for you to find out who you are and what you're about. And so, it's just fun to come out and see a different face across the ball from you a little bit. So I think everybody out here is excited for it, and they're coming into town, and it's just going to be a fun atmosphere, and we'll obviously have our fans out here too. So
some coaches seem to value that more than games nowadays in the preseason because they just like to see that isolated work, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and we got a drive in this last week, and so it's just not a ton of work, and so to come out here and have a full practice, you're getting 30 reps against these guys. It's huge for us. So it's huge for JJ. It's huge for us as receivers. It's huge for the O-line. It's big for everybody. So it's just a challenge that you attack every day. And we got a couple of these, so they're super important to us.
How beneficial are joint practices when you guys aren't getting a ton of reps during the preseason games?
Oh, they're huge. I mean, it's just you got to really, really get as much as you can through those practices, through those reps, individual drills, and kind of simulate like a game type situation. So that way, like your muscles, like your mind, everything is like that game feel. Since we're not, like you mentioned, we're not getting those reps. So I treat those every rep like it's a game rep.
As a leader of this team, how do you tell your guys to stay composed? Because it'll be some chippiness, there may be some fights, but you don't get work done if there's fights, right?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm always say to be a man and protect yourself. At the end of the day, and we're not going to take any BS. But they find it now. They're somehow finding a way to watch practice clips and find a way to find us individually. I want no parts of that. So message is loud and clear in the league. So they're trying to knock out fights and stuff like that. But honestly, like I said, if it's not something you taking some BS happening, like, and you defending yourself, that's one thing. But just clear code, just fighting for no reason, yeah, that's dead. You're gonna be tired before practice even ends.
Doing anything to hit the pockets now, huh?
Yeah, 100%. And then look, you touch my pockets, I'm good. You got that. I mean, I'll let y'all have that.
Appreciate you, Jason.
Appreciate y'all.
We're talking to Jonathan Allen. What do you see from him? First year player. You've been through this before. Is it easy to step into this defense and play well? And what do you see from him?
Yeah, I say the same thing. I mean, just play ball. Obviously, he's been around the different types of schemes and stuff like that. So he just, once he numbs it down to like what works best for him, it just happens. And I just tell him to just go, and I always just there to kind of give him a couple pointers if he needs it.
How do you push through when you get to these days? You know the defense pretty well by now, and it's a lot of it's repetition, and you're not going to play that much the rest of preseason games. How do you motivate yourself and keep going during this time?
Yeah, I mean, you should be, honestly, how I treat it is I treat it every single week like it's the last practice, honestly. I mean, we're going to continuously go as hard as I possibly can in every single practice. I'm trying to be dead tired after practice. So if you got to kick it in gear, I mean, you're already kind of behind the wheel. And I don't think that's happening at all with our defense. I mean, everybody's literally going 110 miles an hour literally every single day where we should be gassed, and we're gassed that next day, but don't nobody care. We just go right back out there and play ball.
You got to compete every play? Is that kind of what motivates you?
100%. I mean, somebody got to make the play.
This defense with Flores, people talk about it being a playmakers defense. Game day, you shift the responsibility to the players. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to make plays in this defense. Super aggressive, but you got to be smart. You got to be smart to play in this defense, and it challenges you every day, and that's exciting.
Smart football players win games, and
Amen.
what do they say? Dumb football players get beat, right?
Amen.
Or get cut.
Yeah.
Jonathan, what's the biggest benefit of these joint practices this week?
I think it's good to go against other guys. You know what I mean? I think sometimes when you go against the same guy over and over again, you start to learn each other's tendencies, each other's moves, and get a little stale. So anytime you get to go against another team, you know what I mean, especially a team like this who's definitely going to be physical. We know Coach Vrabel. We kind of know what the mentality he wants the team to have. Is going to be a good test for us, and, we're excited for it.
A ton of it. I mean, most of it's, especially as a new guy coming into this locker room and this offensive line room, I have to earn those guys' trust. There was guys in this room that play a lot of ball, and you just kind of day by day is working as hard as you can, finishing every play, playing with good technique, and day by day earning the guys' trust next to you, so that way we can kind of build that relationship off the field, and it kind of carries onto the field, and it just helps build a more cohesive unit overall.
This week, you guys obviously got the New England Patriots coming to town. What are some of your key emphasis that you want to take away from this week of joint practices?
Really excited for joint practice. It's always fun to go against somebody else. Especially those interior guys that they have over there. Really good players. It's gonna be fun to go against them, get better. Really focus on my technique, things that I need to work on. So I'm excited. It's going to be a great opportunity for not only myself but the whole offensive line to just keep improving, getting better as we go into week 1.
How important are those reps against a #1 defense from someone else before you guys go out there week 1 against the Bears?
Super important. It's a good test to see where you're at, to see where the chinks in the armor are at. That way you can continue to tighten up what you need to tighten up, improve where you need to technically, and even just mindset, getting that confidence going into week 1. I think it's important to go against a variety of different guys, a variety of different rushers, kind of see it all. That way you're feeling good going into week 1.
Appreciate you, Will.
Of course.
What did you think of Donovan Jackson and his debut the other day?
Did a really good job. Super smart kid, super, thoughtful, has played physical so far this camp, so it was exciting to see him go out there, get his first NFL action, carry some things over from practice. Was it perfect? No, but he's going to continue to get better, and he's going to do a really good job of getting better, doing extra things, continuing to focus on and refine the details during practice, so he's done a great job so far.
Josh, nice to get back out there. Not that you were out for some extended stretch, but nice to be back out there.
No, it does feel good just to be back out with the guys, sweating, breathing hard, doing the things that you do when you fall in love with the process. And it feels good to be back on the grass.
Well, you're going to be sweating even more come Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes. We're going to be doing a lot of energy. That's the name of the game, especially when I'm out there. I'm excited, to see somebody else, see some other color, just to get that mental process down and get that camaraderie throughout the defense. With new guys, bullets flying. It's a little bit different when there's somebody else standing in front of you, but yeah, I'm excited.
Strategically timed too, where it's 13 practices in, kind of the dog days, and so
yeah,
this changes things up a little bit.
Exactly. Things start to get a little feisty out here, and you can go against the same guy over and over. But to be able to band together and take that aggression out on somebody else is always fun. And then always let you know where you at too. It's one thing going against the same guy and you can learn his weaknesses and strengths. But somebody you don't know is fresh off the bat. It's always nice to just get that feel a different color.
How do you evaluate Jay Ward's 13 practices plus his 1 game on Saturday?
He's been doing great ever since he's been here. Every day he's been out there getting better and better. This year you could see the jump mentally and just verbally in terms of just being a communicator out there and taking charge instead of just doing what he does well, which is track the ball and run downhill and hit. He's been adding other stuff to his repertoire, so it's been good to see him jump into roles. When me and Tutu have been down a little bit this camp, so it's been good to see him step up and take that role on his back.
Josh, you've been playing against Josh Oliver for a couple of years here. I'm just curious about what it's like being on the field with someone who is a tight end but could play tackle with his level of blockability.
It's terrible. I think my shoulder still hurts from that. It's terrible. We had you just said Josh Oliver, 2 reps coming to my mind where I'm covering him. And he just puts the arm on my back. And most guys, I'm right back, swim. Him, I'm going 5 yards. So I'm 3. Every time it's been either 360 or I'm 5 yards away from him. And I just have to take it for what it is because he's just that kind of guy. He's so strong at the point of attack. But he moves really well, so kind of gets you off balance. Why is he moving this fast? And then he's still that strong as well. So, yeah, we got a great tight end room. Even, just for them to be examples for Jurasic and Nesbit, obviously Gavin too, but he's not out here. But, for them to just see what it's like to have guys who do great things really well but still take the other stuff just as intentionally, it's really cool to see. But he's great. That's why we paid him. Man. You need guys to be able to move a train, and he's definitely moving trains.
How rare is that, though? Because it feels like the league is filled with 230-pound tight ends these
Crazy,
days,
right?
Crazy,
it's
like old school, but I feel like it makes the offense different.
Yeah, it does make the offense different. That's why most teams keep multiple, because you can't get George Kittles, who are great at pass and run. That's a little slight to George, a little up to George Kittle. I think he's the best tight end in the league at this point. Just being able to consistently do both on both ends. But yeah, when you see rooms like ours where we get best of both worlds, a guy who can run routes really well and still can block, gritty Iowa guy, and a guy like Josh Oliver who can block really well but still be able to be a threat in the pass game, especially down the field, man. As a post safety, seeing J.O. down the seam, that's not a good play. Even if you're going to be able to tackle him, you're not going to. Yeah, I say you're not going to get up feeling like you made the play. So, it's great having the best of both worlds, especially for young guys, like I just said. So yeah, it's good, especially for guys like me who cover tight ends a lot.
Given your versatility history here, what do you think of what Kahlef has been able to do, kind of moving from corner and more snaps at safety?
Yeah, man, I think at this point that's expected for you to even get signed to this team. It's being able to move around. That's just what this defense is built upon. And for a guy, to just come in and be able to just start the camp at corner and then one day just tell him go to safety, and he's looked like he's still getting better, and that's always a plus. It's always great to have depth. And I'm excited for him to keep, especially getting that first one under his belt. It felt weird. There's a lot of space back there. Then having a guy like right here up in your face. So I know it's been, a learning process, a learning curve for him these past couple of weeks. But for seeing him get that confidence, I think it's gonna help a lot moving forward.
Just ready to practice against somebody else. We battling out here, against each other in camp, and stuff like that. But it's gonna be a good, a lot of production going on, on both sides of the ball, during this joint we practice.
All right, final question. I know I said that just last, but everyone's been talking about the defense, raving about the one unit. What can you say about this offensive line and how they're kind of gelling without their leader, Christian Darrisaw, right now in full padded activity?
Oh, yeah, Brian O'Neill, Will Fries, Ryan Kelly, they holding it down still. With the rookie coming in, Donovan Jackson, we still got Blake Brundle. There's still a lot of solid core pieces on that O-line. We missing Christian Darrisaw, but, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on in that O-line room. That it's a lot of good stuff and production going on.
What did you learn in between living this life of an NFL player?
Places are different for sure. Every team is different. Every organization runs a little different. But I like this place a lot. They do it right, and great people. So.
What does that mean when you say they do it right?
I think all the resources are there for us. Everyone at this organization just seems like a great person. People who love ball, people who are passionate, and I appreciate that because that's how I run. So
there's a pretty good linebacker room you got right now.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. That's a lot of talent that walks in there for a film session.
Yeah, a lot of talent. Different guys, but all find the ball in different ways. Cash, he comes with a lot of experience and just has a knack for getting to the ball. IP, he comes with that energy. BA, same thing, smart guy. Gets to the ball as a heavy hitter. Kobe and all the rookies, they're doing a really good job of, learning the scheme and just playing fast, playing hard. So, we're doing I think a good job of competing and just learning from one another.
Does the game slow down for you over the years?
It definitely has slowed down a bit. Just learning football, learning how the game works. And it's been fun, man. It's been fun.
Saturday being the first time that we get to go against other people, see somebody other than the psychopath Flo. So I think it'll be good, going against a new defense. They're going to run techniques that we haven't seen a ton of this camp, so it's a great opportunity to work on it, and it'd be great to see some old guys who used to be here too.
How much further along are you now compared to this time last year?
I think a lot. I think I was talking with someone about this the other day. There's so much verbiage and everything in the offense. Last year it's like drinking through a fire hose. You're just trying to learn everything, and you're focusing on making the correct calls. And now I feel like I'm at a place where I can make the correct calls and know why that's the call. Not just memorizing it, but understanding the reason behind it. It's just continuing to get reps. Ryan's doing an excellent job carrying me along and teaching me what to do, and really appreciate it. And I'm happy with how it's going.
Is there a time where you knew that it flipped? Was it during minicamp? Was it in the last week?
I don't think so. I think if you ever have that feeling, then you're falling back. If you ever think you know everything, that's when something you don't know comes and gets you. So staying vigilant, focusing on what I can improve on and doing the basic things well.
When you talk about learning from Ryan, is there one particular area that you feel like you've grown because you've been working with him?
Communication is a big part of it. I think just the play style kind of difference from him. He kind of projects confidence in the way that he plays. He makes kind of things that seem like they're 300 level seem like they're 100 level. I think a lot of people in the room, a lot of people in the team are really smart, but I think he's been around. He has a sort of wisdom to it too. It's one thing to know everything, and it's another thing to be able to explain it well. And so kind of simplifying things, like I was saying earlier, too, where you're not just knowing the call, but knowing why it's the call and understanding the reason behind it. He's kind of helping me see the more layers of the offense, and understand what I'm looking at.
You know, dropping back in coverage, you know, helping me do little stuff like that.
Was the game this past weekend one of those more like, look, I knew I could do this game, or is it like, you know what, everybody's finally waking up?
Yeah, I knew this was coming. I mean, shoot, before this, I ain't had no interviews. I told myself, man, yeah, after this game, I'm going to have all the interviews, you know what I'm saying? So I knew it was coming. I knew my time was here.
How does it feel now having the success you're having? How do you build on that in weeks moving forward?
It's really just about, you know, staying consistent in the details. You know, even just as far as coming out here during practice, you know, still going hard, you know, still making sure you maintaining your craft, you know, just the little details, you know, staying consistent with them.
How'd it feel to take a couple back the other way?
Oh, it felt great, man. Something that I've been, you know, I've been dreaming about, you know, ever since I was a kid, you know, coming out here on the NFL field, you know, and catching picks, you know, making plays. So it felt great.
What's it like when you see a ball and you go, that could be mine?
Oh, yeah. I don't even think it could be mine. I know it's mine.
So it's confidence.
Yeah, confidence for sure.
What does that do for your confidence in getting on that?
Oh, it builds it. It builds it for sure. I mean, it's something that I work hard on, you know, every day, you know, especially, you know, during the off season, you know, getting on the jugs, making sure I get my catches in. So coming out here on Saturdays or game days, you know, it's just natural.
What do you try to get out of this week with New England?
It's going to be a good joint practice, you know. Going to be a lot of hard work, you know, but, you know, kind of just stay in the same course, you know, just work hard throughout the week. And when game time shows up, you know, it's time to show out.
Camp is so cutthroat and whatnot. Do you feel that?
I mean, a little bit. I think coaches here do a great job of, you know, it's an open atmosphere. You know, everyone's just here to get better and keep learning and, you know, come together as a team. So. They
always say that, you know, if in doubt, remember there's a reason you're here. It's not random, right? They wanted you for a reason. Yeah. When you think of that, what do they want you here for? What does it feel like?
Yeah, you know, I think the main thing that I bring to the team is, you know, pass catching ability. But, you know, with coming here, Coach Ann told me, you know, we're trying to turn into a 3-down tight end, you know, a tight end who can do everything. So, you know, I already had some skills kind of coming in here. Now it's just about honing everything else and becoming a complete tight end.